Hello, everyone. Welcome to more Dropped Frames coverage of E3. Nope. Of whatever this year's conferences are called. The Summer Games Fest. Is that what we call it, Zeke? What are we calling these? Well, you're muted. Yeah, you are. Somewhere. Somewhere you're muted. We're calling it. Zeke's mic still don't work. I don't know. I don't know what he's saying. Chat. I still can't hear him. Something about his headphones. He pointed to him. I don't know. We'll let him figure that out. He can get his audio working. I cannot hear you at all. Ubisoft has got their countdown up and running. We'll deal with it. It looks like this. They're talking about.
Hey,
what are they talking about?
I'm Rodrigue.
They're talking to Rodrigue Duperon.
An indie studio based out of Montreal.
Oh, here's some more indie stuff that they're doing, I guess. And before JP muted him? No, he's not muted on my end. I don't know what's going on. He's got to plug in his mic. That's obviously the answer. Maybe just give it a refresh, see if that works. Kobe joining us soon once he wraps up his broadcast. But...
Well, I refresh it. Help.
Yep, that worked. That did the trick. And now you just muted yourself again.
I did not. Oh,
now you're back. Is there,
dude?
Is there a loose cord somewhere?
No, I'm hearing myself, so I know I'm not being muted.
Well, I don't know. It's weird.
Like I hear exactly what my mixer is putting out.
I don't know. Maybe you had a noise gate on or something that.
It's my fault. It can't possibly be JP's fault.
I mean, I find the faults very quick if it is my fault. So yes, it has to be your fault at this point. Because there's only so many things that could be on my end. There's three different things. It's either the mixer's muted, not muted. It's that you're muted in vMix, not muted, or that the gate's too high, but that doesn't change from episode to episode, so it's very low as well. I don't know. It's fine though. If you can't be wrong, it's impossible. Yes, that's what I'm saying, guys. Please continue to take the situation and words out of context. That's 100% right. I'm infallible. JP. I can't believe it took you 10 years, chat, to realize this.
And the new pronunciation for the word is infallible.
There's a U in there. That's how it is. Everyone knows that. The dictionary just got updated. 100%. Duh.
Hold on. Let me call my guy at Webster.
Yeah, I already did. It's already done. Here's.
But you were asking, stuff. What is it called?
Yeah, what is all? Is this the summer game show stuff? What are we calling this?
Well, the summer game show is like a wholly owned thing by Jeff Keighley, right?
It is, but like Twitch also has a channel called the Summer Game. Is that the same thing? Because Twitch has like Twitch Games calls it the Summer Game Fest as well. Did they just adopt that channel or adopt that name due to Keighley?
I do not know.
I don't know. We're calling the Ubisoft's conference the Ubisoft Forward because that's what they're calling it as well. Is this new Trials footage? What is this?
This is an all-new journey across the world of Trials Rising.
Oh, okay. This is just more Trials Rising stuff. You like Trials, right? Did you play this?
I played a bit of it. Yeah. I did. I enjoyed it. It's one of the, I would say one of the best, most well put together physics games. Like the gravity, the physics of the bike, like it's pretty goddamn like accurate as far as I can see. The only reason why I would even know what it accurately like looks and feels like is because my dad was a motocross and hill climb like guy all of his life. Like he was almost professional, and then he had me, so I got to be blamed for that for my entire life. Thanks for bringing it up. He was about to go pro, and then it's like my mom was like, "Hey, I'm pregnant." He's like, "Well, shit."
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are Zeke's thoughts on Trials Rising, whatever this is.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, it's a great game. I enjoyed it a lot. I love the environments. I love the way they set up stuff. Yeah.
I
don't know if it's a new one. Did they say if it's new or not?
I think it was like DLC or something. Is what they were saying.
Okay.
I think drops. Do you guys have drops enabled on your channels for this thing? Apparently, that's a thing that people are wanting.
I saw like some people were being sponsored for doing it, and then
Yeah.
I noticed that some of the sponsored people were specifically saying they had drops and others weren't.
Oh,
So I have no idea.
I don't either. I know that I have drops generally enabled on the channel, but I don't know if that means that drops are enabled.
And I don't even know if it's for the Twitch channel. Like somebody said you have to watch it like on the Ubisoft channel, so I don't know, man.
Gotcha.
I would recommend everybody, regardless if you're watching here, if you can, probably want to pop up twitch.tv/Ubisoft. Also, you have to go to a web page to connect your Twitch account to your Ubisoft account. I think it's called like Ubi Connect or something.
Yeah.
So you'll want to make sure to do that too. Yeah.
And also,
You get like Watch Dogs free for watching for a minute.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, apparently the site's down. So
Yeah.
it's hard to connect
the channel
yourself.
chat is going fucking bonkers. Like, we can't log in.
Oh man, that's not good.
Yeah, that sucks. So I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I understand what they're doing, but it's not weird that you have to like log in and do that stuff to get Watch Dogs 2 free. But I would
But
suspect
anyone,
if it's messed up, they're just going to put everyone free.
but anyone who's played any games that they have to open Uplay for, you know, there can be problems, troubles.
Troubles.
This will sound like
Maybe
I'm
special event.
it's gotten better, probably, but like
that's what I was about
I
to say.
remember it was "you don't play" was the meme that goes around whenever you try to open Uplay.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is definitely gonna sound like I'm an Ubisoft apologist, but I think it's gotten better over the years. I don't necessarily have issues anymore.
I think they all have.
Uplay. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
sure,
like
anything that's out there is gonna
Origin
exist.
started as trash and got a lot better. Uplay started as trash and got a lot better. Like if nothing else, at least most of the time these days they work. The only exception being Microsoft Store, which still has a lot of problems.
Yes.
But the others tend to at least be okay.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it for sure. What's the newest
They're still
launcher? by the
Totally
way?
lacking in features. But yeah.
What's like the newest launcher? I guess the Microsoft Store is the most recent one, even though that's years old. Has there been any
Epic?
other?
I think ECS was after Microsoft.
Oh, maybe so. I guess Epic is, yeah. Or Stadia if you count that, probably. But no one counts it.
Oh, well, I mean, if you want the newest like launcher is probably GOG Galaxy.
Oh, that's true.
But
Yeah.
also, funny enough, even though it's still in beta, it's arguably like one of the best, in my opinion. And I am not sponsored by GOG, by the way.
You could say that now.
So-
That's true.
Yeah, I still very much feel I use it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's really solid.
Yeah.
Still has some problems. Sometimes the connections drop and stuff, but they're working on it.
They're showing some Ghost Recon Breakpoint stuff. This is that game that came out and we didn't realize it came out. So game's going well.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that's what this person's saying right now. Yes, this Breakpoint is doing very well. Our community is very active. Something. Yeah. So this is the Ubisoft Forward thing. We're going to see Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We're going to see Watch Dogs Legion. There's another thing. There's that BR game that I can never remember the name of because it's like the worst named BR of all time. Far Cry here, which leaked a couple days ago. Hyperscape. That's what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Now, was that the way they responded to that leak was fucking awesome.
Yes.
But do you think the leak was on purpose then? Because they had a really cool response to it.
I mean, it was leaked on like a PlayStation Hong Kong posting on PSN. So like, maybe that was planned, but I feel like that's like a far out plan to like, all right, we're going to have the Hong Kong store of PSN leak our new game. And then we're going to tweet about it. Like, I don't know.
I didn't know the source. So yeah, it sounds whatever. But their response was great.
Ubisoft has a problem with, has had a troubled history, let's say, with leaks where like, I think last year Walmart Canada leaked all of their shit. So they just have, they just have like a rough time, with all that stuff, but surprises are fine.
Wait,
Go ahead.
You guys hear my mic cutting in and out when I'm talking?
No.
Okay, making sure. A lot of people in the chat were saying that they couldn't even hear what I was saying last time because my mic was cutting in and out. But everything's normal on this side. What I see.
Do you have a noise gate on your thing or?
Well, if anything you guys hear should be the same what they hear.
Yeah, you
So
were.
as long as you guys don't hear it.
We heard you fine on my end. I don't know. We'll keep an eye
Oh,
on
it's
it.
both
Okay.
Zeke and Co. Oh, okay.
Might be the stream then.
Because I hear you just fine, Zeke, too.
Yeah, what we the audio that I'm hearing from you guys is fine. So might be the stream lagging.
Also, when we talk over each other, it has a tendency to
Yes.
buffer.
Yeah, it'll scrunch the noise up. Mostly because I think how the routing is on everyone's stuff.
Cool.
Anyways, it should be better now. I don't know. We'll keep
Hopefully.
an eye on it. What is this? Oh, they're showing some more Rainbow Six stuff. This game's been in. I can't believe this game's still. Like, they're still putting out content for this game 17 years after it initially released. Also, that guy just got shot in the head. Oh, this is that crew game. And that's the best part of the game right there. That you can turn from a airplane to a car. That was the best part of the game.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Do they even do a transformer noise?
No.
They don't even do it.
Nope.
Nope. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. It's a cool idea for a Transformers game, though, if they were to do that. What is this? I'm going to bring up some audio.
Oh, he's still using TikTok? Hasn't he heard?
I'll freak out my neighbours.
Well, that's how those leaks
As you
happen.
can see,
China did it.
I'm at the crashing ocean beach.
What is
There's no
this?
one too close, so... Reloading! Fuck, someone saw me. I gotta go.
That was weird. Are they counting down right here? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, top left.
No, I know. I'm just saying with the footage. Oh, wow. Someone...
Sequential numbers that are one less than the one before it, leading to a certain point in time. Yes.
Oh, shit. I just
Well, I
noticed
believe-
playing the base of their feet.
These are some wow moments.
That was a wow moment.
Wow.
If you also have amazing gameplay segments you captured from our games, spread the joy and submit them on the link displayed on your screen right now. All right, guys, it is
Wow,
time
that's
for
going
us
to be
wrap
filled
up
with a
this
lot of great
pre-show.
clips.
Don't forget to stay tuned for
I'm
our
sure
first
people
show
will
featuring
submit
a deep
only
dive
good
into the world of
quality
Assassin's Creed
footage
Valhalla.
to that
Thanks a lot
link.
for watching this pre-show and enjoy Ubisoft Forward.
All right, let's swap over here. Turn it up some.
Yeah, she didn't look very happy. All right, man.
What?
Oh.
Is that you that said all
What are
right,
you most
man?
excited for here? Yeah, I did.
Oh,
What
okay.
are you most excited for here? Real quick.
I haven't watched any of the leaked Assassin's Creed footage, so I want to see what that game looks like.
Join us.
Also, a new Splinter Cell. If there's one.
What about you, Zeke?
That'd be cool.
Zeke, what are you most excited for?
You
Hi
Co's
everyone,
asking.
I'm Neelam Kumar, and I'm very
Yeah.
excited to be co-hosting the first Ubisoft Forward
I'm not
with
sure.
the talented
I mean,
Yusuf Magid. Today's
there's
show
not
is
gonna
all
be
about getting
anything,
up close
like,
and
new-
in-depth
like a
with
new
all
South
the
Park game,
exciting
but
games
I would
we
like
have
it.
in production here at Ubisoft.
What about you, Co?
I'm Yusuf, but there's no time to waste.
So
So let's head straight for the
are
streets.
these guys the ones working on Bloodlines
See
too?
what the hackers of DedSec are getting into.
Are they
No.
affiliated with that at all? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay, couldn't remember. Just release dates. I just want release dates, hard dates. All the games coming out.
The last few weeks across London are not the work of several
Skull and
people, as
Bones.
was
Oh, I don't know if that
originally
game's
believed.
gonna. Is that
The
game even
work of
happening?
individual
I think they said they were
criminals suspected to have
delaying on it or something like that, right?
What? Yeah,
Last
thank you.
E3?
Paradox. Hell is this?
This is Watch Dogs.
Upper right corner. So.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Authorities recommend not to approach the individual.
Thankfully, one of us is paying attention.
First,
Zeke.
they came for the forest,
He's reading. He
and I
took
did
some
not
class.
speak out
Got reading.
because I was not a foreigner. Then they came for the protesters, and I did not speak out because I was not a protester.
Is this Captain Price from Call of Duty?
Then they came for the journalists, and I did not speak out because I was not a journalist. And then they came for street
Oh, that looks
artists.
great on stream. Amazing bit
I
rate.
did not speak out
Yeah.
because I am not a street artist.
Ubisoft has a problem with showing actual gameplay. It's like a weird filter.
I mean, this kind of stuff is kind of fun to watch. It's kind of cool, but at the same time, it doesn't really like hype me up for the game at all.
Yeah.
And I realised that eventually they'd come for me, and there would be no one left to speak for me.
It's like it hurts my eyes to watch. It's very flashy.
Yeah.
Right! Oh! Nice! Where are we off to, sir?
It's fine. I'll show you the way.
Okay. Sorry, miss. Jesus! All right, so we're in a total mess now, so let's get the hell out of here.
Although, is this in the game, or is
I
this
don't
just
know.
promo material?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
'Cause all of a sudden, this looks gamey.
It does.
After a long night,
Maybe they changed the
London is in chaos.
look of the game.
Well.
With this like weird fisheye
Welcome
lens.
to the Resistance. Here's a welcome gift for our new members.
But the disappearance of the criminal
You could have told me it was a bloody costume party.
Try it on.
The new key
Fidelio.
suspect is identified as David Ford, a 43-year-old London taxi driver. He has no criminal record, but is currently believed to be a terrorist. People have been asked not to approach him.
You take a Sharpie to his face?
That's all the rage right now in
Ubisoft
England.
film. Oh yeah.
I'm Clint Hawking.
Clint has been a longtime creative force here at Ubisoft, and now he's bringing this vision to Watch Dogs Legion.
Well, we know that's not gameplay. We knew.
So yeah, what we just saw was an amazing short film by the director Alberto Mielgo that was inspired by Watch Dogs Legion and looks at the game and the universe and the characters through his incredible artistic vision and visual style.
The city needs a resistance.
There we go.
Like the film, Watch Dogs Legion tells the story of ordinary heroes setting aside their differences in order to come together as a collective and to fight for a positive change. You can literally recruit and play anyone who you see in the open world. You profile people that are interesting to you, you help them with their problem, you play their origin mission.
Just help me get some closure and I'll do whatever you want.
Sounds like a DedSec problem. Leave it to us.
And that's how you recruit them into your team. And then they become the heroes of the game and the stars of your story.
And what are you doing in my flat? You with Albion?
Please, think more underground.
You with Albion?
I'm tickled, but think more underground.
What, DedSec? Yeah, right, and I'm Che Guevara. You're done.
And they make the story not only, unique to them, but unique to you as the player and personal to you because they're, heroes that you've chosen and invested in. What would I say to fans? I guess I'd say, take care of yourselves, stay safe. Welcome to the Resistance.
Well, I like that they had a lot of sizzle and a little steak.
London town.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna see
A
more.
modern metropolis.
Yeah.
Built on history and prosperity. Only took 12,000 years to build it up, and one night to tear it all down.
Remember. Remember.
Listen up. Get all your units to move in and lock down the city.
Like an older Sacriel.
With London under attack by a mysterious terrorist, the
I always knew he
government
was a
turns to a
narc.
private military company called Albion to keep everyone safe. What could
Yeah.
possibly go wrong?
He has narc vibes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This isn't
Mr.
political or
Nigel
anything.
Cass, CEO of Albion. He's kindly stepped up to establish order.
understand this. I will not allow anyone, not even myself, to jeopardize this.
He will stop at nothing to permanently control the city.
London will be the first city in the world to be made truly safe.
Nigel's not the only opportunist who's taken a liking to this fair city. Meet Mary Kelly, head of the most powerful crime syndicate in London.
Be sure and spread the word.
She and her goons are using the dark web to sell everything from party pills to people.
This microchip is scary, I know, but I got to keep tracks on my merchandise, don't I?
You made me a slave.
You do not want to ruffle her feathers.
Jesus.
With the city out on its arse, it now falls on you to build a resistance and take back London.
All right, everyone. Faces on, guns out.
Any of the brave Londoners you see walking the streets can be recruited into your team. Like him. Her. Or even her. Everyone could become your next secret weapon. In
No,
our
I
first
kind of
mission,
wonder what a
we need to
game
get
like
some
this
dirt
would be
on
like.
Nigel Cass, and that
if
means breaking into Albion
It
headquarters
wasn't so like
inside
overtly
the Tower of
edgy
London.
with the player's side,
All
you know, like with
hardy
the
souls you
mohawks
see
and the
here are
gas
people
masks
we have
and the
recruited
neon.
from the
Like,
streets of
kind of
London.
wonder if you
They
took this
all
game
have
like more
unique abilities,
seriously,
and you're
that could be
free to
something
tackle
really,
this
you know, a
mission
little bit
with
more
whoever you like.
interesting.
Sure.
Dear God, my eyes.
Might look a little stale, though. I don't know.
Zip up, get to work.
Maybe.
Let's never talk
I see
about
what
it
you're
again.
saying, though.
Like everyone in DedSec, Arthur can hack pretty much whatever.
And honestly, I think a lot of
But as
people
a
probably like
construction
the way that
worker,
they're doing
he
it
has a
too.
particular
So
set of tools
probably a
that
big
make
draw,
him
especially coming off Watch
handy.
Dogs 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess in
He
essence,
could
though,
even call his own cargo
Chad's pointing out,
drone.
you kind of just described Watch Dogs 1. Somewhat, right?
Sort of,
Perfect
yeah.
for gate
That's, I mean,
when you're
fair.
not
Except that was
invited.
kind of like one guy.
And who
Yeah.
needs
Like,
a
I think-
regular old gun? when
But
you
yeah,
have a bloody
you're right.
nail
You're
gun?
not wrong. You're not wrong.
Come here, you soidoid shit boy.
Is that a staple gun? Jesus.
Nail gun. Yeah.
Or yeah, nail gun, sorry.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what is that thing?
Perhaps we could approach this mission differently. If you'd rather keep your distance,
I kind of wish
we've
that
got
was a
you
staple
covered.
gun instead of a nail gun.
Amy is a drone expert.
Dude, I'll tell you.
What have we here?
I used to work in an
A real
upholstery
tech
shop my uncle
connoisseur.
owned when I was a kid. And I got one of
Hate
those
spiders.
huge
Love this
fucking
one.
staples right through the webbing of my hand.
Yeah,
What
it's
an
not fun.
adorable creepy crawler.
Here we are. Let's
He's
class the
face
pace up.
hugger.
Yeah.
A drone expert does have the unique ability to summon their own drone. This little darling is fast and stealthy.
She aimed, she fired, she hit.
I'm reading incoming drones.
She can also hack enemy drones, turning the tide in her favor. And if you are not into direct confrontation, there are more ways than one to get the job done. Recruiting an Albion officer like Brielle here might be challenging, but it'll get you inside restricted Albion areas.
Don't mind me, just doing recon for a bunch of insurgents.
However, do anything suspicious and she'll probably wind up with a bullet in the back of her head.
You've been approved for entry.
We're missing the
So it becomes
human
Hitman.
element here. I can
Yeah,
get
I was gonna
this
say like
minister on
the
line
variance in
right now.
gameplay could be really cool.
Yeah. It'll result in conversations like, oh, yeah, well, I did missions this way, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Criminals
Also, would
running
really
our
vary up
streets,
playthroughs.
Totally.
Illegals threatening our families. The police commissioner himself. Assassinated by terrorists.
Well, that seems to be enough evidence. Next up, we're crashing Mary Kelly's organ farming operation and putting a stop to it.
That's good. The buyers expect high quality stuff.
And we need a hard nut for this.
Impairing our frontal lobe again, are we?
Bags, don't disturb me in my natural habitat.
Say hello to Mickey. The man lives for his team
I put another hair on my chest.
and doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. does have a slight drinking problem, though. And he's passed out. We'll come back to him. You know what? Let's go with someone a bit more professional.
Oh my God, I was going to say, he looks like Leon.
Whoa, his mask is pretty cool looking.
It's almost crass to call him a hitman.
This is very much John Wick inspired. This is just like the scene from the first movie.
So he fights like John Wick, looks like
Some
Leon the
might even call
Professional.
him an artist.
I'm in. I dig it.
Oh man, I don't remember aiming for this game. Interesting. Looks legit. I like his little battle roll there.
Yeah.
Here's the bastard responsible.
That is too young to remember Leon. Go do yourself a favor. Go watch Leon the Professional. It's a fucking amazing movie.
Pretty good. It's old, but
Not
it's good.
everyone in London is a legendary assassin or a super spy, but everyone can be a hero.
Huh. I mean, not much has changed
get
since
out
the last time we saw
Find
this,
the
I feel,
best
but
recruits
it's a good
and
reminder
build
that
your
this looks
resistance.
kind of interesting.
Honestly, I'm more interested to play this game to see how they
time to
handle it
take
mechanically.
back London.
Like,
Yeah.
some of the claims that they've made for how they're going to vary up the gameplay based on the different people that you play and everything sounds really ambitious. I'm kind of curious if this
Plunging the
game can
player
pull it off
into a
well.
living, breathing city, teeming with unique locales and characters, has always been a central pillar of the Watch Dogs series.
So what goes into building those worlds? Here's Amanda Mutt to tell us more.
So this thing's supposed to be about 45 minutes long. So I wonder if they're just going to spend like 15 minutes on the 3 big games.
My name's Amanda Munt.
we're
I'm a
hope not.
level artist
15
on
minutes in
Watch
so
Dogs
far.
Legion at Ubisoft Toronto.
Oh, and we're still on Watch
Being
Dogs.
a level
Yeah.
artist, I think, is the coolest job in video games because we do get the freedom to kind of like pick and choose what little details we want to depict. And we get ample opportunities to tell the stories that we want to tell in the spaces that we're assigned to. I have the capacity to hide things and, like small little Easter eggs. In AC Unity, there was a boat somewhere in the world that was covered in cats. And then it happened again in Watch Dogs 2. And there may or may not be something in London that is a boat filled with cats in some
I thought
capacity.
that was Morgana for a second.
I was fortunate enough to go to E3 last year. Some of the people that I was showing our demo to were from London. So no matter where I dropped them in the city, they'd go, oh my God, this feels like
Took me
Camden.
a second to realize who
this
you were
feels like
talking about when you said
Suffolk, this feels like
Morgana.
Westminster. When people
I haven't
are
left that
talking
world
about
yet.
some detail that I've put into
It'll
the world
stick
and
with
they're
you.
excited about it.
It
Like, that
does.
feels so good as somebody who, builds these worlds with care. I love it.
Bikes.
Yeah. You need to look real cool. All right, let me grab my bike. Let me go. Let's go outside. I got a bike. I can.
And now some news for Brawlhalla fans.
Brawlhalla.
In just a few weeks, you'll be able to battle it out with your favorite legends
Unexpected.
on iOS and Android devices.
Weird. Is this game? Did this game sell well?
2, 1, brawl!
I think
Oh
so.
wow, 40 million.
I think he did
people
pretty well.
playing it. I remember playing this game during the PJ
It's free.
Salt event back at like PAX in 2015 or some shit.
Yeah, this game's been around for a long time.
Yeah, it's free to play.
It's free and doing really well. Huh. Good for them.
It's just Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So in my chat, it's that not Smash game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now,
like it.
whether you need a Tom Clancy action fix on the go or want to dive back into one of the most beloved fantasy franchises in gaming, we've got you covered.
What? Fantasy Tom. Oh, Mind Magic. Didn't the
Mind Magic?
The most recent one of these was bad, I think.
I heard it wasn't great.
Been a great 7 months. What?
What are we talking about? Oh, it's a mobile game.
That's okay. They're just showing YouTube comments that may or may not be real. Overall, an elite game. No one's ever posted that on YouTube.
Oh. I was unaware that they turned Heroes of Might and Magic, or just Might and Magic, I guess, into a mobile franchise.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Apparently this happened at some point.
Yeah. That would be why everyone is very upset whenever I mention that in chat.
The target is being held on the ground floor.
Fortnite? What is it?
It's like, is this the mobile Rainbow Six Siege? Because that's Caldera,
Oh, yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Caldera? I don't know how to pronounce her name. Oh, hashtag Elite Squad is the name of this, I guess.
Contact! Montaigne is down. Request air support. Target northeast rooftop.
Roger. Inbound. Danger close.
I need an EMP deployed now.
EMP imminent.
Is that Tom?
Wait. That's not how EMPs work.
Get back in your cell.
What?
Hey,
Sam Fisher. Is that really what Sam Fisher is now? Like a tertiary character in a mobile game?
Don't make me regret this.
It's not Ironside, but.
Huh. Someone made
what even is that game?
It's a mobile game. Yeah, I don't know what it is though. You're right.
Speaking of Tom Clancy, it's been 5 years since Rainbow Six Siege first launched, and the community has never been stronger. In celebration of this milestone, Ubisoft Montreal has put together a special video to thank all of the amazing players and developers that have helped Siege become the game it is today.
In December 2015, a small team released Rainbow Six Siege. A game built on a strong vision, creativity, competitiveness, and team play.
Pour le joueur, le 1er décembre, c'est un début, mais pour nous aussi. Il faut tout de suite s'engager et dire aux joueurs, ce jeu est installé, tu peux t'y installer aussi, et nous serons là.
That original vision was quickly adopted by our passionate community, propelling it to a whole new level.
I got it!
This is such a special moment, and being at 1 year anniversary of Rainbow Six now, game being stronger than ever, and more players today than we had in the past, it means the world to us.
But we also had our share of challenges.
Health that touches upon subject like matchmaking, connectivity, all those aspects
I
are
felt
absolutely
upset for
critical
that.
to the experience of the player.
Yep, we've had our challenges.
Through it all, we're always
I like
driven
that,
by
that they
you,
showed that.
our
They're like,
community.
sure. That was a whoop.
And together, we grow stronger.
Forgot to code something in there.
There is no sequel plan, and we're here for the next 10 years, so expect more Rainbow Six in your life for quite some time.
Look at this.
Tous les succès, c'est vraiment le résultat de autant de nous que de vous. Ce jeu, il est autant le vôtre qu'il est le
Does this
nôtre.
have a subtitle extension?
Now 60 million players
Oh, it does?
strong.
it
We're
does?
just getting started.
I don't see it.
From the devs that build the game to the community that plays it, thank you.
Well, they didn't show ammunition, but they did show someone wearing her hat.
If you haven't tried it yet,
Yeah,
dive
I
into our new
caught the
Operation
hat.
Steel
I was
Wave
wondering if
update
that was Anne's
available
hat.
now and take Ace and Malusi out for a spin.
A few days ago, we introduced y'all to a brand new multiplayer shooter. Now, it's time to venture into the hyperscape.
Chad, how many of you played this? I'm curious if this is going to be like a, I don't know what comparison is, a flop, I guess.
What's the premise of this game? Is it like a VR environment or something?
Yeah, it's like a
That's not supposed
yes,
to be there.
exactly what you just said.
Let me get you all up to speed, okay?
I think.
About 30 years ago, everything that we
here you
feared
go.
about our future started.
Here we go.
We made some good decisions. We made some bad decisions. Actually, we made a lot of bad decisions. So, here we are. 10 billion souls living in the crush of the megacities. But the people at Prisma changed everything. They gave everyone a way out. The hyperscape. In the hyperscape, the biggest draw by far is Crown Rush. This is where anyone can become
Our world
someone.
sucks. So we made a new one. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've been doing that for years.
Yeah, it does make you wonder why they didn't like make this an Assassin's Creed tie-in with the Animus shit.
If you get good at Crown Rush, it can change your life. But strange things have been happening lately. Rumors of people getting hurt. Users
I
disappearing
gotta admit, this
from
is
the
so much
real
more
world.
story than I'm used to for a VR game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that.
It's actually relatively
Lies at
developed.
the heart of hyperscape, and we have to find it.
I wonder, is there a single player game?
Some of
Exactly what
us
I
are
was
searching
wondering.
for a way up.
Might be very cool.
Some of us for a way out, and for others, a new way altogether. That's what brings us to the edge of the future. To the
I gotta admit,
hyperscape.
the idea of playing a VR game, but as you progress through the VR game,
JC,
like there's a
creative
single
director on
player
Hyperscape.
experience or narrative that moves
JC's
forward.
work on Far Cry
That's
Primal
kinda-
and
that's
multiple
new.
Prince of Persia
Yeah.
titles has
That would be
established him
something-
as
that
a
would be
top
something
creative
interesting.
here at Ubisoft.
I don't know if it'd be enough
For
to
me,
make me
what's
play a
exciting
VR
is,
game.
we started
But I mean,
building
you
it
know,
from
we
scratch,
constantly
seeing
talk
it
about,
grow,
you know, these
adding
genres
ideas
moving
is
forward,
really
and that would
cool.
definitely be a step forward.
Hello, contender. Welcome to the hyperscape.
The game takes place in 2054. It's in a future where humanity has grown a little darker. One of the companies there, they are launching what's called the hyperscape, which is a virtual world and the internet of the future.
That's
It's
what
the place
Apex
where everything
does?
converges.
Kinda.
Within the virtual world,
We
there is a battle
played
royale
Apex.
that takes place in
You're-
the
you're-
virtual
they're talking about
city
like the
of Neo
seasons and
Arcadia.
stuff, right?
Yeah. yeah.
Fortnite has seasons.
They tell the
That-
story
that's
through
not what I was talking about.
seasons and like movies. They put out little
Yeah.
trailers.
Then we also introduce a lot
That's
of
not
new
what I'm talking
things.
about.
You get the opportunity
I watched
to do
people play
parkour
this
on the
game.
rooftops,
For the record,
go
I
into
didn't see
interiors
anything that I
where
was
it's
just
much
talking
more
about in the
narrow,
game
much
when I
more
saw people play
stressful.
this.
You get to
We're
go
just-
to
we're just thinking out
landmarks
loud
where
here.
There's more opportunities to get cool items, but also more players, so it's a risk-reward kind of deal.
Kind of like Titanfall.
We introduce
little-
the
little
notion
bit.
of hacks,
Little bit.
special abilities that you can pick up on the fly to adapt your tactics. With hacks, you can do things like teleport yourself, you can wrap yourself into a ball and bounce around the battlefield. So a lot of abilities that let you have fun, that are toys that you can play with. And finally, it's made as a spectacle, so all the viewers will be able to interact with the game on different levels through the Twitch extension. So every few minutes, there's going to be a vote, and viewers will be able to decide what effect they
Oh,
want
Apex
to affect
is a
the whole battle.
story
So
mode
things
now?
like changing
Quest
the
missions and
gravity,
stuff?
infinite
Yeah, I was gonna bring it
ammo,
up
stuff like
after.
that. So
Oh.
Hear what he's
players, when
saying.
this happens, really have to adapt to all kinds of stuff that is happening. So for me, it's really exciting because right now, as we speak, we're launching the open beta, and so it's going to be available for free-to-play for all PC players worldwide.
I really want to thank all the players, all the streamers, and all the viewers who participated in tech test and who will participate in the open beta. Here's a short glimpse of what you can expect.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but a bunch of people are saying that as well. So I don't know what it is, or in terms of the single-player co-op Apex stuff. I don't know.
And learn how it's done. Perfecto.
Showtime.
That's mine. Let's show them what I'm made of. Go time. Watch closely. Here we go. Konotoshi.
As a mostly BR streamer, I feel like this is gonna be pretty good.
Cool. There you go.
Oh, July 12th?
The digital world of the Hyperscape gave our artists and developers
open beta
incredible
today?
freedom when it came to designing characters.
Production manager
Did I
Anna
read that
Maria
right, Chet?
Muska is going to take us behind the scenes of character design.
Oh, I guess
I can't wait for Co to play this.
My name is Anna Maria Muska.
I have no plans to
I'm
play
the
this.
production manager for characters and weapons on Hyperscape.
Yeah, I guess that just went into
We
open
have
beta
paid
like now.
an exceptional amount of detail to our characters. We switch different outfits, different fashion statements,
this is
different
still
tattoos,
Hyperscape.
different materials until we see them as real individuals, as real people. So the second you pick a character, you see them in game, you understand what their motivations are and what drives them and what challenges them. This was the first lineup of characters. This is our default base, but even starting from the hair down, everything has been meticulously thought of. Would this person actually like this type of outfit? Would this person enjoy the type of tattoos that we're putting on them? Will they actually like to be in this body? Each season, we plan to produce new outfits for these characters. So we're hoping some of our players are gonna see the effort and maybe even correlate some of the accessories to what's gonna happen in the game. We're very excited to see it in people's hands.
Hey, listen, guys.
As we
It's
move
these
into
little
the next
like
generation of gaming,
like
Ubisoft
attention
has
to
been
these little
working closely
details
with console makers
that
to take advantage of all the
make
extraordinary
a good game
capabilities
fucking
these
great.
new consoles will offer.
Now we have
I'm
a
not
special
kidding.
guest to tell us
I
a little
actually
more.
believe that.
Hey everyone, Phil Spencer from Xbox.
Phil again. He's everywhere.
With Watch Dogs Legion,
all over the
Ubisoft is supporting smart delivery. So you will get the absolute best version of the game on any version of Xbox you're playing on. On Series X, you'll get to take advantage of the amazing work the team has done with DirectX ray tracing to create an absolutely immersive version of London like you've never seen before.
Dude, turn down the air conditioning.
Ubisoft
Blowing
has
right
a
in his
unique
eyes.
ability to create immersive worlds, setting a new bar that continues to drive our industry forward. I'm a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. I love the time I've spent exploring the world in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I can't wait for
All right,
you to
conspiracy
see
theory nuts.
gameplay from
that Morse
Assassin's
code?
Creed Valhalla that's coming up now.
All right. We
I'm
know
being
you've been waiting to
held
hear more
captive.
about this game since it was announced back in April. And now it's time for a deep dive into the world of Vikings.
A deep dive.
My name is Julien Laferrière, and I'm the producer of Assassin's Creed
I
Valhalla.
think that was a name.
So a
didn't
couple
get
of
it,
weeks
though.
ago, we announced Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and the reaction from the fans
Julian,
was just amazing. The time period of Vikings is really, really inspiring. When we did our research, we found that, they were not mindless barbarians. Vikings were actually farmers trying to find new lands for them to settle. And so they had really human motivations. I
feel like they should have just
for
led
us
with
to have
gameplay
this
here.
opportunity to tell kind of the real story about Vikings and kind of separate ourselves from the myths and the folklore is really something that drove us to make this game. The team went to Norway and England to take the same roads that the Vikings did to really experience what it meant to be a Viking at that time. And then leaving Norway, which is barren but majestic. And just coming by boat in England and see those rolling green hills full of sheep, full of life, is just this moment that most likely the Vikings felt as well. You need to see
Danny
this
said,
land of
please show me
opportunity.
your Viking game
And this
so
is
I can be
exactly
excited
the
about your
feeling
Viking game.
we want players to experience in this game.
Yeah, right? Jeez.
It is a personal adventure, you know. It is the story of Eivor, a Viking chieftain. Eivor is either a male or a female. You decide when you start the game. They will have to leave Norway to settle in England because you just can't live in Norway anymore. There's too much political pressure, no resources
Well, see,
available.
that's kind of interesting. The whole thing about Assassin's Creed is that you've been inhabiting people's bodies in the past.
Obviously,
For this one, they were
in
just
England,
like, hey, you know what?
It's full of
You
Anglo-Saxons
pick your gender,
and
whatever.
other
We
people,
don't care. We're just going to
and
throw all
they
that
don't
out
really
the
want you
window.
there. So you
Like,
will have
they
to
did that
fight
in
your way
Odyssey,
there
too.
to kind of build your
Oh,
own
did they?
settlement and
Well,
see
it
your time
was
prosper.
less pick your gender and more pick your character, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, that is.
Vikings
Yeah,
were
the previous
brutal
ones
warriors.
has always been about like you're going into the DNA history and everything.
Right,
That used to be
right.
like the canon lore. So
And the fact
I mean, no,
that
whatever.
they were mastering a lot of
I get what
weapons
you're
That's right, they
coming
did do that in
from
Odyssey.
the medieval
They-
times
yeah, I forgot about that.
really inspired us to kind of revamp the fight system.
Oh,
to leverage the
apparently somebody said they
brutality and the
already said that the
intensity of
customization
Viking
stuff will be
combat.
explained in the game.
Vikings were not only fighting face to face; they were masters of stealth and
How do you
deception.
not lead with
when needed.
gameplay here?
They used basically any sort of tactics they could use to win the battle. So we want to portray the full range of combat that you can imagine coming from the
Like,
Vikings.
how do you not go from that Microsoft thing and be like, all right, we have to lead with gameplay?
We are very happy to finally be able to show you the game we've all been working on. So please enjoy this deep dive.
Here we go.
into
All right.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Let's see The Witcher, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
In Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you will relive the epic saga of the Viking invasion of England.
Who's that? Oh.
You play as Eivor, a Viking from Norway, who will lead his or her battle-hardened warriors across the North Sea to the British Isles.
Am I
Eivor
wrong?
is driven by an ambitious goal to build a thriving
Are not
Norse
all Vikings
settlement
from Norway?
in a hostile land.
Or am I out of my mind?
I think you're asking the wrong group.
Time we go a Viking.
Oh, I'm asking you, but
Today
mostly
we
chat.
raid,
Oh, okay.
that tomorrow we may
No.
build.
Okay.
England is a
That's what
dark
I always
age
thought, I'm sorry.
tangle of broken kingdoms and warring
I've never
dynasties.
looked into it.
A land of opportunity and riches. As you prowl England's rivers
Scandinavian
by
peninsula.
longship,
Okay.
you may raid locations you spot from the shoreline. Ground your ship and blow your horn to lead your raiding crew into
Huh.
battle.
That guy's fine.
Not dead.
Not dead. Ooh, chunky FPS.
I'm sorry I didn't notice it. It looks so great.
Crew will assist you in all your raids.
Game I've been playing.
Fighting enemies, battering down doors, and stealing cargo too heavy for one set of arms. Whatever riches and resources you pillage may be used to develop your settlement, giving you access to useful services, better tools, and new settlers. At the heart of your settlement is the Alliance map. It will serve as a record of the allies you have made, and a guide for future opportunities. The Viking Age was a time of warriors and legends. In Valhalla,
Oh, so
you
they're
will
still
find
doing
the
this.
largest variety of enemies ever assembled in an Assassin's Creed game. Every archetype offers a
Whoa,
unique challenge.
that forest looks great.
Some will coordinate with their allies for special attacks, while others will use nearby
Oh, God,
objects to
Jesus.
their advantage, including the bodies of fallen warriors. To face these attacks, you must find and exploit your opponent's weaknesses to gain the upper hand. Take the fight to your foes with a host of brutal new combat abilities. Snare them with the Viking harpoon. Pummel them with throwing axes. Incapacitate them with the new stun system to keep them at a distance, or finish them off.
This looks pretty sick.
Dual wield any 2 weapons you wish to unleash a deadly combination of attacks.
I'm seeing a lot of stuff I like
Customize your
in this.
fighting style
Yeah,
as
I mean,
you see
I was gonna
fit
play this
and
100%.
become a
I'm a huge fan,
legendary
but this is
Viking
awesome.
warrior. All combinations of
Can you
weapons
dual
are
wield
available
shields?
to dual wield, including 2 shields.
Oh! That's awesome! Fuck yeah!
How the fuck you saw this already? How the fuck could you call
No,
something
that was just
Not
great.
all situations call for violence.
All right, here's
Jeez.
still an
In this new
Assassin's Creed
land,
game.
A Viking must find a way to adapt. As Eivor is not welcome in England, you may need to outsmart your enemies, avoiding unwanted attention in towns and
I'll
bustling
do this
cities.
once through the tutorial and then never again.
Use Eivor's hood and cloak to blend with crowds and slip past watchful eyes, an unseen hunter among the people. From capital cities and villages to the dense forests and rolling hills of England, exploration is vital
Wow,
to
that's
keeping
gorgeous.
yourself sharp. You must feed off the land if you hope to endure.
Oh god, it has
forests
fishing.
to refresh your health and fortify your equipment.
There's a fucking farting boar, I swear to God.
Search pagan temples and Roman ruins for new activities and challenges to strengthen yourself and your settlement. The more you explore, the more of England's secrets you will reveal.
Dang.
Ravens, show no mercy!
But as you push deeper into England, the enemy will push back. In a series of climactic moments, Assassin's Creed Valhalla will feature massive assaults in which you will lead Eivor's army into battle against heavily guarded Saxon fortresses.
Today we will reclaim her. Today we fight for your land. And tomorrow we rebuild.
For East
Assassin's Creed Valhalla will transport you to wondrous and haunted lands, inspired by Norse myths
Ooh, that's
and England's pagan roots. It will challenge and surprise.
Is this game coming out on
with
PC?
unforgettable characters,
Probably,
Same day?
Yeah.
thrilling
Usually
triumphs,
does.
and tragic losses, giving you the chance to live your own Viking saga.
Whoa.
It is? Okay.
Why the internal shot of his organ?
That was cool.
I guess, yeah.
Dude,
Vikings were brutal, man. That looks great.
that was really good.
Yeah.
They showed, like, that was great. They went over mechanics. They went over, like, a lot of gameplay elements, a lot of gameplay. Like, good. They nailed that.
9th century
They
England
nailed
is
it.
truly
Looks
unlike
really good.
anything the franchise has seen before.
Awesome.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla will release this holiday season on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, PS4, PC,
There you
and
go.
Stadia.
You playing Epic Games?
We're close to wrapping up today, but before we go, our CEO, Yves Guillemot, is here to share a few words.
Yeah, not so thrilled. It's going to be 2 days before
I
Cyberpunk.
hope you will have enjoyed what you have seen
Oh,
today
that's
and that you will love playing these games.
Yeah.
I'm proud of our teams
I may
for
just wait. We'll
delivering
see.
an ambitious, broad, and creative lineup of games. And we haven't shown you everything yet. In fact,
more thing.
we have a lot more to come.
Oh, a
So
lot
you
more
will
things.
have another Ubisoft Forward to reveal even more about our upcoming games. But before ending
Wait, what?
this show, we have one more thing to share with you.
I don't know.
There's going to be another one of these?
I'm not sure. Oh, this is the Far Cry thing.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Is this a movie trailer? Or
I know, right?
I mean, it's Far Cry, dude. They really like have the big budget blockbuster sensibility about their stuff. A lot of times, I love it.
It's true.
Let the far cry and let the sky fall. I was giving it the James Bond treatment, or I was trying.
Fuerzas ultrapenetrantes, estamos cansados de los farsantes. De
Oh.
It's beautiful, amigo. Perfect, but useless. I have something for you, Diego. Give me your hands.
Papa.
Now, the grenade is simple. It has 4 basic parts. The shell, which contains the explosive, the fuse, the handle, and of course, the pin.
What are you doing?
Breathe. The pin simply holds the handle in place. It is only when you let go that this grenade goes boom. Follow me. Now.
I miss you, Gus.
I am El Presidente, which means that someday you will be El Presidente. And our people, they do not know how to be happy. They are torn apart by opinions, noise, indecision, strangled by their own freedoms. And even if you have love in your heart, even if you want what's best for them, if you only want to save them from themselves, they will hate you, Diego. Everything you say, do, believe, will be wrong.
Did they say
They
what
will answer
country
your
this takes place in?
screams. Call you
No.
evil.
Please not an assault.
A monster.
Dude, that CGI looks absolutely insane. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, I thought, like, since Far Cry 5 was in a fake county of Montana called Hope, I thought it might be in a fake city in a real place like Cuba.
A monster. Because our country is like this grenade, except it has 2 basic parts. Our people. And you must clutch them nice and tight, or we all go boom.
I think this is Seattle, like modern day Seattle.
This reminds me of the scene from Godfather 2. This shit's going down.
Damn, dude. Okay. Okay.
So I wonder, like,
February 18th.
are you playing the bad guy this time around? Like, who do you actually play in that?
That's
And
a
with
really good
that,
question.
We're wrapping up our first Ubisoft
Yeah.
Forward.
Probably play as the
At what
son, I
point?
imagine.
Today, we've seen the next generation
Maybe
of
you play as
Assassin's
the guy
Creed,
going in to take down that
the
dude's
birth of a
regime.
resistance in Watch Dogs Legion, the cyber chaos of Hyperscape, and the epic reveal of Far Cry's newest installment, along with so much more.
Remember,
think he
we'll be
plays the
back
grenade.
later this year with another Ubisoft Forward filled with tons of game news and updates.
Thanks for joining us.
I think they're gonna have some Assassin's Creed gameplay now. If we want to watch a little bit of this, we can.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Ubisoft Forward post show. My name is Yusuf McGeed, and this is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We're going to take a deep dive into about 30 minutes of gameplay, and we're joined by a very special guest here.
Hey everyone, this is Philippe Bergeron, otherwise known as Fizz. I am the quest director on Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
So Fizz, we're setting up here for what looks like an epic encounter. Tell us exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, so here we're midway through the quest that we're showing for UB Forward. Here we're looking at the assault of Berg Castle. So these are big moments that usually sort of culminate at the end of the story. And so here Eivor, our Viking raider, is taking a group of raiders and Fyrds into Berg Castle to go and take down Rued and his clan.
So who exactly is Rued, and why does Eivor sort of want to pick a fight with him?
Basically, Rued comes into play about halfway through this story arc, where at the beginning of the
It
arc,
looks like your stamina bar doesn't go down at all unless
Rued
you're
basically
like
caused a lot of
dodging.
turmoil within the territory.
Like
and
normal
Oswald,
attacks,
who's
it's not
the sort
moving
of
at all.
Elderman to be
Maybe it's a dodge bar.
this territory
Maybe so,
needs your
yeah.
help to take him down. Oswald having just been defeated in a previous quest, and so here this is revenge, but also accomplishing your ultimate goal.
So Fizz, as you're talking, we're seeing some of the combat of
by the way,
Valhalla.
chat.
Can you tell us a little bit about the changes to combat this time around?
We wanted to basically add a lot of new mechanics to it. So we added like some dual wielding for the player, like a stun system in there. And we really needed to do this to sort of portray that sort of the brutality that comes with being a Viking in this day and age. It sort of fits into that the time and the character.
I'm already sold on this, man. Like, damn.
He lives.
Looks badass.
Definitely looks like a.
Is that you? Shut your ass, twig spine.
Here, Eivor
Iteration
has
on
taken
the
her entire army
Odyssey
through the assault,
fighting,
and
which was
finally
great
it's
to begin
revealed
with.
that our Elderman, our ally, Oswald, is still alive, and Rued has him captive.
So this is what it comes to, Wolfkist? 2 Danes fighting over a filthy Saxon whoreson? If this swine is your prize, come and get him.
Okay.
So now that we've seen that Oswald is alive, we have Rued within our sights. What's the next step here?
So the next move for Eivor is to finally face off against Rued. She has her allies. They can take care of the rest of the army. Now it's time to go one-on-one against Rued in one of our boss battles, actually.
Your battle is not yet won, Oswald.
And it's worth pointing out, actually, that here what we're showing is the player going and facing off against Rued aggressively, but we tend to always have to support a 360-degree approach in these things. So the player could have approached this a little bit more stealthily and gotten at least like a good critical hit on either Rued or his wolf, and so you can play this a little bit more strategically if that's your playstyle.
So we're not only fighting Rued here, but also his pet wolf, right?
One of my preferred strategies is to eliminate the wolf first, just focus fire on him. It takes at least one opponent out of the combat. Now, Rued will have extra abilities that come into play if you do eliminate his wolf, but I think having one opponent less in the battlefield makes for a good strategy in the whole.
Does the player have 2 health bars? Or like?
I think those are like special move things.
No,
like
no,
that.
no. Like the health bar refilled right there, but I'm wondering if it was like filled twice. I didn't see what color it was originally.
That fate will not be met today. Why doesn't they should be roomed, wolf-kissed? Made thralls, not treated as equals. We are better than this, than all of them.
Do not drag me down to the sewage you wallow in.
We just a Dane fight tooth and nail for a Saxon. You'd throw in with these wastrels? These arrogant swine?
Eivor, no!
He should be tried before God, a lawful assembly.
Oh, you can eat rations to
All
heal.
right, so we've
Okay.
defeated Ruid, we freed Oswald. What comes next?
Oswald, in this case, prefers for Ruid to be kept alive, and so you basically have to choose: are you going to go against his wishes or stay true to your nature?
I hope those
So
actually
we have
have
this choice
choices.
to make, but before we get into that, I want to rewind a little bit because we just did this big, grand assault, but Eivor couldn't have done it alone. She clearly had to recruit some folks along the way, get some troops, get some allies. So let's actually rewind and see how we went about first gathering those troops.
Right. So when coming up to an assault, it's a game of numbers.
Have fun,
Eivor
chat.
can go into pretty much any location.
The output, the
and
land of
be,
thirst.
A stealthy Viking eliminating some of the
That's-
assets, which ultimately would be a strategy. You can do that, and you'll have some of the ingredients or of the assets there that will have been sabotaged, but you still need an army. So here what we're seeing is Eivor going around the countryside and raising what we call a fyrd, which is the men and the women of the territory who come up and fight in the name of a king. So here Eivor is going around and trying to convince people to fight in the name of Oswald to finally take down the oppressor that is Ruid.
Defending East Anglia, defending you. Will you not do the same?
What? Die in defense of a lost cause?
Yeah, so she's really using like the image and like the leadership that Oswald had, what he meant to the people in his name. She's going to recruit these people.
Pretty words, Dane. But the men of Theovard have their own battles to fight.
So we're told by this Reeve that there are troops, there are allies that he could add to our cause, but first we sort of need to do him a favor, is that right?
Yeah, so obviously these people have been run down by Ruid and the impact he's had on the territory, so I think a lot of these people have sort of lost hope. And so you need to show them that there is hope. And so here Eivor is basically helping them take back one of their prized locations by taking a couple men and raiding a nearby township, basically taking it back for the people and showing that there's a reason to continue fighting and then get them on your side. When Eivor does this,
That's
obviously
some Mortal
you have
Kombat
access to
level
a
shit
full
right
suite
there.
of
Yeah, that was
abilities. So again,
brutal.
the improvements that we've done to the fight system. You have some brutal axe throwing in there. You
Is
have
it grease
archery
slack
or
real
like
quick?
range combat abilities in there as well. So really, again, like depending on what your play style is, you can
I can
customize
hang
your
out for a while.
loadout and go in there how you wish.
I got some time. I probably got like 20, 25 minutes, I think. I'll go a little bit later today.
Just saw
Gotcha.
this giant pulse.
Yeah, I don't know how
go out.
long this is gonna
What
last,
exactly was
so.
that?
So that is what we call the Odin sight. The Odin sight is basically our interpretation of the Eagle Vision from previous games. And we thought it was
Is this
good
an
to
Odyssey
sort of bring
expansion?
that
No, it's a full new
It's
game.
basically
This is
Eivor's
Assassin's Creed
intuition,
Valhalla,
it's how
the
she
next
perceives
Assassin's
the
Creed.
world. When
Well, they
Blizzard
said this
uses
is
that,
30
you can-
minutes of gameplay?
It'll
Oh.
highlight basically interactive objects, like things that will bring her an advantage. So we'll have arrows, like health consumables.
They
that are in
delivered on
there.
the gameplay, I
So
guess.
it really is like a good way of sort of understanding the world and showing you.
My biggest
things
issue
that
with
you
all
can
this,
go
though,
and
is like the most interesting story parts of Odyssey had nothing to do with
Yeah, I
the
mean,
real
speaking
world
of things
stuff
we can
and was
touch, we just
more
picked up this
about
awesome new
like
weapon.
It's something we
the
wanted to play
Atlantis
with on
and that
Assassin's
type of
Creed
shit.
Valhalla,
The like
where
fantastical
we have fewer
stuff.
weapons in the game, but you can invest in them more, so they become your weapon.
And it seems like
so
they're not
depending
focusing
what
on this
your
or on that
preferred play
so
style
much,
is, or your
at least that
preferred
we've
weapon
seen.
type, then you can go.
They've
and
kind of
choose,
talked
I'm
about it
gonna-
a little bit, but
I'm gonna fight.
instead
with
they're
this
gonna go to
weapon and
those
invest heavily into that.
fantasy
Not only are we
worlds.
looting
But
weapons, but we see something here called the Book of Knowledge. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
They unlock skills for the players. So here you can see the Valkyrie dive that has just been unlocked. We have these spread out throughout the world. So again, to promote exploration and discovery. As you travel through the world and you explore locations, you can find these books that will add abilities that you can go and invest in, put into your loadout, then go into the different locations or the different quests in the game and use those depending on what your playstyle is.
Now we've
Still have
recaptured
horns
this
on
village,
towers.
We've secured more troops for our assault. Let's jump back now and figure out what we want to do with Ruid.
The rightful king of East Anglia has spared your life today, and so it will be.
Compassion is a virtue suited for anyone, Eivor.
No one's gonna save him.
Thank you.
Okay.
Eivor decided to let him live. Ruud is really angry about that. Being a Norse Viking, being put to the death in battle is your road to Valhalla. So he was basically denied access to Valhalla in this situation. Obviously, all of these decisions come into play later on in the game, so we have very difficult decisions for the player to make. We didn't want to have easy decisions.
Yeah, you know, when I was playing, I decided to listen to Oswald and spare Ruud's life. But what exactly is the relationship like between Eivor and Oswald?
Oh, my stream died.
Mine's still playing.
Let me just refresh. We're back.
Obviously, if you want to set up a new settlement, you want to make sure
Jeez,
that
they
your
have
neighbor is
500,000
friendly.
people watching on Twitch.
So here in East Anglia, Oswald
Drops,
is the
man.
man
They
for
want
the
the free
job,
games.
where putting him into a position of power would help her sort of secure her territory. So earlier on to the territory, Eivor comes in here, meets Oswald. The problems he had with Ruud are sort of put to light, and going through the arc, you basically help him deal with Ruud and aligning basically Danes with Saxons in one territory.
So, Fizz, we've completed the assault. We've gotten our hands dirty with some combat, taken down Ruud. We have this big open region of East Anglia, so before we head off to Oswald's wedding, what do you say we head out, have some fun, and see what we can get into in the open world?
That sounds great.
Oh.
What's up?
So we see a cat here with a speech bubble above
We'll be
it,
giving out the
and
rewards to
you best
all of you,
believe
even if you
let
were
me talk
unable
a
to
cat,
log in
I'm gonna talk
successfully.
to a
Sit
cat.
back and enjoy the
Yeah,
show from
these are
Ubisoft
some
support.
of our
There you go.
some of my favorite moments actually
Boom.
in the game, where we put out a whole bunch
I thought
of
you were
events
freaking
throughout
out
the
about the
territory. And it sort of rewards, again, exploration, going around. It's a chance for us also to sort of showcase a different side of Eivor. A lot of the quests sort of deal more with like politics and warfare, and this shows a slightly more human nature to her. So it permits us to explore that character a little bit more. And so here, basically, like you're trying to help a kid with his cat, and ultimately get that cat to sort of join your crew as a cat raider.
You just said cat raider way too casually. You're telling me I could have a cat Viking raider on my longship?
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Oh my god, yes, I love it.
There it is. It's great.
So yeah, as you're riding around the rivers of England, you would see a cat basically walking around your
What is
longship,
that?
keeping
Is
your
that an
Viking
oar
raiders company.
that was sticking through the back of the ship?
You know, speaking of the Viking longship, we're seeing some of
It's
that
a work in
rudder
progress.
now.
There's
Can you
no
talk
reason
a little
for
bit
final
about how
game.
that works and functions in Valhalla?
Yeah,
It's their secondary
starting
rudder
out
system,
on this
JP.
project, I think the Viking longship is one of the biggest images that we all have when we think about Vikings in our game. And so Vikings had this awesome design for longship that had a very shallow hull, so it permitted them to go very far inland very quickly, and you could basically disembark Viking raiders like on pretty much any shore. We added that into the game, where you can basically sail up to any location and then just decide to disembark with your guys and raid a location, loot all its treasure, get back in the ship, and then continue sailing down the river to your next opportunity.
So I know past Assassin's Creed games allowed for songs and things like that to be sung on ships. Will Valhalla have a similar version of that?
Yeah, so this is something we actually wanted the crew of your ship to become like your home away from home.
The shanties are
so
back.
So we added stories and songs into the ship. So basically, as the player is going around, you can decide to have your skald sort of sing a song for you as you row down the river. But you can also decide, depending on who the raiders are in your ship, to hear more about their life. So you can actually queue up stories, and they'll give you a little bit more background on who they are. So you get to know your sort of fighters as you're traveling around the world, which is a cool moment.
Hey, do you like
So
Dag?
here we're seeing a bit of a different
Fan of
view.
Dags?
What exactly are we looking at?
We had this on previous Assassins, where you would like ride on your horse, and you could pull out, have the horse sort of follow the track. We have a similar thing for the ship.
A pretty
where
looking
you can
game.
put up your sails, it's cruise control for the ship, so you can pull back, take in the scenery, listen to some songs or some stories, and just take it all in.
So, speaking of Viking songs, we have an activity here that's not exactly singing, but kind of related, right?
Yeah, so here what we have is what we call flighting, which was an activity that Norse people would partake in. They would like to have a battle of wits and sort of poetry where insults would be thrown back and forth between each other. The idea was to try and have a good insult, but also to have a good rhythm and a good rhyme in there. So it's basically a precursor to rap battles.
Okay.
Here's the silver. Now
The kids love Hamilton. Let's get it. We got to get some rap battles.
To all those whom I speak, they say Eivor's a clod.
Oh my God! It's
Then you're
freaking.
speaking to fools and their
It's Monkey
knowledge is
Island.
flawed.
Well,
How exactly do you go about being successful?
This is an improv game we used to
Trick
play,
behind
but we
a
called
good
it
fight
cowboy
was to
poetry.
choose the right insult, identifying the right cadence, and then trying to find what rhymed the best.
I'm known for my might.
interesting. Interesting.
Well, I am rubber and you are glue.
Yeah.
Silent whispers all claim that you're terribly dense.
I just want to choose the wrong one every time. Like, I don't want to be successful at this.
Then you've clearly misheard them. My wit is immense.
Oh, you looked out with that one. Well, what a surprise. Eivor of the Raven Clan is a true talent. I'm shocked.
Don't believe everything.
10
you hear.
points to Raven Clan.
Unless it touches on my flighting, then heed every word.
Take the coin.
So now that we've proven our sharp tongue and wit, I think it's time for a bit more relaxing activity. So we're fishing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Fishing.
So we gave Eivor a fishing line, so you can actually throw out a line and go catch some fish. This is used basically to play into our new health loop where the player will lose health in the world, and it doesn't automatically regenerate like we would have in the past.
Oh,
So you
wow.
actually have to go out and get some supplies. So you'll find mushrooms and some food that you can gather. But here, like you can also catch some fish and consume that to regain some health. We also will sometimes have it in certain quests. So it's a good way to sort of chill out on the side of the water and just, again, take it all in.
Dude, oh my lord. Oh my lord.
Mandatory fishing.
So this is what we call one of our offering altars. So the idea is that you find these around the world and you make offerings to it. So it'll take like animal parts and stuff that you can find throughout the world. Here, what you're seeing, though, is sort of like a fancy version of it, where as you do your offering, you get interrupted by some kids that basically come and steal your stuff.
And they have paint on their
it's
feet.
just a way for us to sort of showcase that, like, the systems and the activities in the world can sort of play in with some quests and some little events. So it's our way to sort of dress up these moments and make it all fit inside the whole experience.
Yeah, this seemed like a really sort of unexpected turn for what I thought was going to be kind of a simple interaction.
Yeah, and it's really what we were trying to do with these events is to give another dimension to Eivor, other than just
I have
the
those.
pure
They're solar powered. They go
raw
on
Viking or the
path to my garden.
Because you can imagine at some point that will grow old if you're always telling that version of the character. So it lets us really go into the depth of who is Eivor, what motivates her, how she can interact with the world outside of warfare and politics.
Your stealth needs work.
We were close.
And it also showcases like a different facet of the world at the same time. It's not only Eivor, so it just widens the breadth of the stories that we can tell.
So who exactly are these two children?
These are kids of East Anglia. They are going through tough times with whatever Rued's been doing to the territory. And so they're just here trying to survive and basically exploit the people that are there to make offerings.
It was kind of nice to see that Eivor wasn't really necessarily upset at them for stealing, and after you talk to them, you have the choice of helping them. You can give them food, give them some money, or maybe just say, "Hey, good luck, on your way."
Yeah, and then this is something we also wanted to do a lot. Like, so here we're doing an event, we do it in quests as well, but we want to give a lot of this agency into players' hands so that they can sort of shape Eivor a little bit. who she is, so it represents them a little bit more, and they can role play that a little bit better. And again, it just gives her like a little bit more humanity in these moments.
What large walkers should do. Provide for small walkers.
Here, large walker.
Take this skill point.
Yes, it's a St. Martin seal. You're welcome here anytime, large walker. You're one of us now. Visit us, okay?
I will. Take care now, small green walkers.
So I think AC veterans might recognize this here, but what exactly is Eivor chasing down?
Oh, fucking no.
Yeah, so here you're seeing Eivor running down one of her tattoo images. So this is challenging the player on free run abilities.
Why do you hate
but
it?
also for fans
they're
of the
just
series, sort
frustrating.
of pulling at their heartstrings for some beloved
Oh, they're
features.
frustrating. Oh, okay.
So are we going to be able to tattoo Eivor?
Yes, by collecting these tattoos, you actually bring them back to your settlement, and then you can customize different body parts, having different tattoos everywhere. So again, another form of expression, and it's sort of to represent that Viking culture.
Fizz, one of my favorite things when I was just out there exploring East Anglia was coming upon a house or a building and realizing that there was a chest inside, but that there was no easy way in. And in this case, I saw all the doors were barred, but I knew that because there was a chest in there, there must have been some way to get inside. So I went around the back and,
It's a
found
giant
a way in.
fucking bow.
Yeah, I'm glad you actually caught on to that. You're pointing at something that we wanted to work on a lot on Valhalla, where we wanted the exploration to make you feel smarter. So we played a lot with puzzle solving, so making sure that every house that you find sort of appeals to you, like it draws your attention, and then when you want to come and explore, it's not given to you. You still have to work for it a little bit. So it'll challenge you on your observation skills, logic, just trying to find how do I get into this. So we play a lot with level design, quest design to offer challenges to players, and you basically come out of it like with a better feeling for the exploration, but you also get to see more of a story behind any of these locations, which we've crafted. So it gave us a little bit more time to sort of slow down the experience and tell a different version of a story.
This looks mystical. Oh, never mind.
A poor victim of someone's fury.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about exploration and just finding things out in the world, I was just wandering and came across this clearing and found this kind of morbid altar.
Yeah, so this is one of our bigger events that we have scattered in the world. So as Eivor explores, she can find altars like this, and by interacting with them, here it's a trap that's been set by this character named Regan. Now, there's a bigger story behind all this. There's multiple steps to it later on. So this is one of the moments. It permits us to go into a slightly more mystical realm and play with a boss fight that has more magical abilities, if we will. And basically have this awesome boss fight in the middle of the swamps.
Flail. That was sick. Whoa.
And so here the abilities that you see Reagan using are a little bit on the mystical side of things. What's happening is Eivor at the beginning in that trap is poisoned, and so she starts sort of hallucinating, seeing the world in a sort of different light and filter. And so that's sort of what lets us go into the realm of the weird.
My rage, spirit of my father's rage, fill me!
I like that I think she's using the jawbone of a horse or a donkey or something.
Yeah, her weapons
some Old
are
Testament shit.
serrated as fuck. This is what I wanted right here. Is more of this shit. Oh Jesus!
Going a little Mortal Kombat there with it.
Enough is cracking and crunching. Arrest your demons.
Wait, they said that you're gonna talk.
So we just saw.
How do you
here
continue
that
talking to Regan?
belongs
You just
to something called the Daughters of Lyrion.
Yeah, that's correct. By finding the other daughters, you'll get a little bit more backstory on who they are, so we don't want to spoil that too much. But it creates like a sort of greater story that is not on the main path in any way, but it's still very rich and adds to the lore of this world and actually plays into history.
So we just had a really exciting, really intense boss battle. I think it's time for something a little bit more relaxing and calming now.
Yeah, it's all about pacing yourself with the highs and the lows. So here we have a low chill moment of what we call building a cairn. So Eivor, as she explores the world, will find these sort of meditative areas where you have a pile of rocks that you could just stack on top of one another using physics. And I mean, yeah, the ultimate goal is to try and get the highest pile of rocks, but really it's about taking in the sights, relaxing, taking a step back, and just building something.
Together we stack stones into cairns.
These?
Yes. Think of this as a test of mind and wit.
You know, I mean, as fun as this might be, like, in-game and stuff to, like, work out the physics and how to stack shit, like, I don't think this is something you need to show on your, revealed stuff because it's just going to get made fun of.
Structures.
Yeah,
the
but
cool thing
then
is
that's
that once you
marketing.
build it and you decide to get out of
If it gets made fun of, more people see
stays
it.
there, and so that's yours, right? And
Yo, I wanna
until the
build some
moment
rocks.
where you
Man,
come back and you want to build
that's
a new
why
one,
you're
it's
why
sort
you're
of
the man.
cool that we were
That's why you're the
able
boss.
to give that to players to express themselves.
At this point in the demo, we've explored East Anglia, we've met some children, we've broken into a house, we fought a boss, we built a cairn. I think now it's finally time to go and head off to Oswald's wedding.
Yeah, so this is the
game looks
moment it's
really
all been
good.
building up to. By the moment you
And this
get
is a
into
console
the
version.
territory, sort of like mentioned by Oswald that
Was
he's
this running on the
trying
new
to,
Xbox? Did they say,
get
chat?
married with his
Or is
Dane
this
lady.
current gen?
And so as you go through the arc, that's sort of like the underlying thread. Really, it's about Rued creating turmoil in the territory and helping Oswald sort of get above that and show that he's a good leader. And
Both?
so you
What?
finally,
No, I meant
after
this
going
footage.
through all of that arc, finally get these two together, go through their wedding, and you're invited to attend the ceremony. And then all the activities and fun times that comes afterwards.
Yeah, as much as we've seen the brutal side of England, it's nice to see the joyous side of it as well.
Yeah, and it's something we really wanted to play on in Valhalla, where being a Viking is not only about being a raider or warrior. I mean, there's revelry, there's feasting, there's partying that goes, and like if someone knows how to party, it's a Viking. And so here, this is one of our opportunities to sort of show what a sort of Viking gathering is. And what's cool here is it's a good alliance of Norse culture with Saxon culture, sort of smashing those two things together and building bridges.
Yeah, I mean, what's a wedding without some drunk archery, right?
Yeah, so like anything can happen in a
No,
Viking
you
event.
missed
right?
one. You're never gonna get that heart
Well,
container.
yeah, here,
Yeah,
just get
gotta
drunk
redo
and
it.
shoot some arrows.
Ah, barely a challenge.
Steady all, and ready yourself for the wedding race. The king and his bride against all. My king. He.
So here we see the decision I made to spare Rued came back to bite us.
Yep, that's the decision you made.
Spoiled the decision?
So as we said before, all of your decisions
I'm killing
have
'em!
consequences, and this is a big one.
I guess it's cool to show this stuff actually has meaningful implications, because it definitely didn't in the Odyssey for the most part.
You're basically presented with the option to sort of step in for Oswald, fight the fight
Also,
for him.
we'll
or
both
let
forget
him
this by the
go
time the
and
game comes
fight his
out,
own
so we're
fight.
fine.
Yeah, personally, I
Yeah,
chose
what?
to
Can we watch
fight
it?
Yeah, I
myself
don't-
because
exactly.
I thought Eivor.
I don't even remember what we were
upset
about.
Started.
This isn't
You got red
Cyberpunk.
on you.
King cannot keep his oath.
Mr. King, you've got
Let
red
me
on you.
finish this.
Oswald, you gutless Irish swine! I'll slay the wolf-kissed, then hang you with your own tongue.
How does this encounter with Rued differ from our previous fight with him?
So at this point, you've eliminated his wolf, so it's just him.
big-ass sword.
And so he's angry at this point, and so he will start using his big gun abilities like fairly earlier on in the fight. So it's way more vicious, way faster. There's less strategy. He goes literally swords blazing at you, and so this is a fight to the death.
You know, I've noticed in all these fights, there are these like little flashes that seem to have a defined like top end like when it's the brightest.
Yeah.
Is there like a parry system?
Maybe. I don't know.
Or is that showing it's unavoidable?
And of course, here, like,
not
this
sure.
is a decision you made to go and fight him, but there's multiple outcomes to this scenario. You could have let Oswald fight his own fight, and
There's a
prove
counter system.
basically his station as the rightful
Yeah,
leader.
that was kind of similar to how it
If
was
you
in
had
Odyssey.
eliminated Rued,
Yeah,
obviously this
yeah.
would
I
not
assume
have
it's-
happened. It would have been a
I
slightly
just haven't
more
seen the
joyous
player
occasion.
doing like a lot of them, like a lot of,
But
if any,
ultimately,
countering.
in all
Yeah.
scenarios,
You probably
still
have to
an
on
alliance
harder
with
difficulties.
Oswald. He's proven to be
Now help me out with this.
the right leader for this
Egypt
territory.
was which
and to be a
Assassin's
good
Creed?
ally for you.
The one before Odyssey
I promised
that
you
I
Origins.
Origins.
Now
Yeah.
you have it.
Okay.
And one day I will need you to make good on that alliance.
So we're about to take off from the wedding, but Eivor decides it's a good idea to check up on her friend Finner.
Yeah, so Finner is probably one of the more recurring characters in this arc. You get to meet him very early on. He's a very endearing character, sort of used to have a Viking life, sort of misses it, and going through all these adventures together is sort of like lights that fire back, and so he's willing to join you in your raiders. So he's one of many raiders that you'll encounter in the game, and you can sort of recruit, bring back home, and then have them sort of join you on your adventures on Longship. He can tell you these stories that we're telling you about. You get to know a little bit more about him. So again, it's a fun way to sort of discover more about these characters that you meet and bring them along for adventures.
Together, I'll gather my things.
Well, folks, we've come to the end of our Assassin's Creed
there you go.
Valhalla playthrough. Fizz, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh,
When
still
and where can
synchronized.
people play it?
Assassin's Creed
I love they
Valhalla
put
will
that
be
in
out
there.
on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 and is coming to Xbox
Dang,
One,
that world looks
PlayStation
big.
4, PC, and Stadia on November 17th.
I still can't believe it's 2 days before Cyberpunk, man. Like,
Yeah, that's rough. I'm sure that was something that they already decided upon before Cyberpunk swapped to that date, right?
oh,
Like,
probably.
There's
Yeah.
no way, yeah. Yeah, that'll definitely hurt. More than it'll help, if anything. Because Cyberpunk
Well,
will be in
they were
full
like,
force.
everybody was talking about it. You didn't show any gameplay, did you? Then there you go.
Yeah,
So,
they got it
I
all
think
out there.
everybody will be satisfied now.
Yeah. That just means Cyberpunk's going to be delayed again.
Whatever they need to do.
Good answer. Good answer. I guess you could wait to play that technically till the new consoles come out. You could just play the new console version of it rather than old console stuff. Phil was on there saying you're going to be able to do like the free upgrade thing to the new console with, like, if you buy Assassin's Creed for the PS4, you can play it on PS5, right? That's what he was saying in the conference. Yeah.
Sounded like it.
So cool. Yeah. Apart from that, it was fine. It was a little bit different than what you normally expect from an Ubisoft conference, just because of the complications of COVID. There was no just dancing. There's no performance. No one walked up in the middle of the crowd.
Nothing new at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing that was kind of like somewhat large was the Far Cry thing, but that got leaked. We knew there was going to be Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. I mean, hell, that got leaked too. Like, I'm kind of surprised. I thought we were going to get at least like normally Ubisoft will at least like drop one or two like little bombs during their thing, but this time there was just nothing new. It just nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously the Far Cry stuff.
But they did say there was going to be another one.
Well, they said that there's going to be, I think there's going to go into doing this stuff more often. I think the whole E3 or the whole COVID situation really put a spotlight, exactly like we talked about when it first started, that you don't need E3 to do this type of stuff, especially with how much people they just had watching their stream. Like, I glanced over after it was kind of done and they were at 500,000 alone on Twitch. So at that point, why do you have to go to LA once a year and like do a shit ton of crunch to make a vertical slice demo when you could just do it on your own time? So
And doing shit live has
not only that,
its
now
own
they're
complications.
Totally. Yeah. What were we gonna say, Co?
was gonna say now they're kind of like doing this whole like jockeying thing where they're doing like multiple times and they're spacing them between each other to get like maximize exposure. You had Xbox doing a pre-show event.
Yeah.
Now we have their big event coming up. Sony did their big event. Now Ubisoft is doing flanking events. So it's kind of like everyone's just trying to position and jockey for hype, and it's kind of it's interesting to see how it's all kind of laying out and being planned and everything.
Yeah. I do wonder, not necessarily anything to do with E3, but more along the lines of Twitch. I wonder why they sponsored streamers to do this, to like co-stream this when it's in general interest of most streamers to just do that to begin with. It's kind of weird. They've done that for like smaller ones, like for The Division. I remember doing a sponsored stream for that, but that was only The Division, right? So like, that's not going to pull the amount of viewers that something like this would. But if you see like sponsored streams from Sacriel and Dan and stuff like that, like I figured they would be doing that to begin with. So
I think one big reason was I'm pretty sure the sponsored guys did a lot of pre and post show stuff. So a lot of times big streamers like us just kind of cover the main event, kind of get all the big things and then jet out. So I think it was more to keep like a large base on the whole encompassing thing instead of just kind of like the meat.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, for Sacriel, I'm sure he's watching. They're showing
Hyperscape and stuff now.
Yeah, I
really like that.
I can't remember this game's name. That's how unforgettable. I just saw it 30 minutes ago and I already forgot the name. Yeah, he's probably watching this stuff a lot closer than we are though. So yeah, any more thoughts? I know we're a little bit over, so we'll kind of wrap up quickly here. Zeke, any more thoughts on the Ubisoft stuff or Co?
I don't. I mean, there's not much there that I'm like champing at the bit for. I've never been a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. I've played 2 of them, maybe a little bit of like a third one that I don't remember, but Far Cry. I like dip my toe in Far Cry, but I don't like it's not something that has a big draw for me. That's why I was talking about like man, like hope maybe they'll have some South Park and just blow me away. But other than that, it's just it didn't have much for me. Watch Dogs 2 looked cool, but or
Legion.
Is it Watch Dogs? Legion, there you go.
Yeah, Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, that looked cool and stuff, but I didn't play the second one, so I don't know if I play the third one either. It's just maybe they're just games that just aren't for me.
Yeah,
or most of them.
You made me wonder, since they removed the idea of 3, if they're gonna just start doing what they've done with Assassin's Creed with Watch Dogs now, where it's going to become like an annual or every other year type situation where they just release a new Watch Dogs. Because that seems to be kind of the thing that Ubisoft is into these days, which kind of sucks in some sense. I guess they have their own iterative design choices in those games, but we'll see. What were your thoughts on the Ubisoft Forward, as they call it?
I really liked how they brought the guns for Valhalla. I thought that was awesome. I like how they said, like, we will show you gameplay. And then they showed us a ton of gameplay. That was great. Valhalla is definitely the highlight for me. Wish we got a little bit more information on Far Cry 6. Like, I wasn't even sure. It was kind of cool to see the backstory in the background, but like, does the game take place then? Do we play the kid? Is the kid central to it? Like, are we playing my guess is we're playing a rebel.
That's what
that's fighting them, but then why are they humanizing the kid? Is he gonna, like, I don't know, just lots of questions. But I did like it. Like it was a very good stage setter. But especially with how kind of thin the content was and the conference was as a whole, I kind of wish we had seen a little bit more. And also, it just, I don't know. I felt like it was just not a lot for the conference. I was a little surprised. I was expecting a little bit more, at least 1 or 2 interesting announcements. Just I thought there was going to be more.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe the next one's going to be, maybe this was the one where, just like you said, they spent a lot of time covering kind of the big titles. Maybe the next one's going to be more like announcements and upcomings and stuff like that. So we'll see.
We're also in kind of a generation cycle, so that could somewhat limit the production on stuff.
In fact, maybe they're going to do the next one after the Xbox one so they can show off a bunch of next gen Series X stuff or something.
Yeah, maybe so. Well, cool.
Players in Far Cry 6 will be Danny Rojas, a local of Yara who is fighting in a revolution against Anton Castillo's revenge. Okay, so it's exactly that.
But that,
okay,
I mean,
cool.
going back to what I was saying about like Watch Dogs and Far Cry, I feel like those three games all have their like formula, right? Like Far Cry's formula is to have a really cool bad guy. They pull in some crazy actor, some crazy voice actor, and like you focus on him while playing a nameless rebel, rebelling. Assassin's Creed, same formula, and Watch Dogs looking to be kind of the same formula. So I would just love like a new something. Something new, whatever that looks like.
I agree completely. A spin on that formula. Like let's kind of like it's like they're doing mechanically with this new Watch Dogs game. Seems very cool. I mean, if I'm not even that interested in the Watch Dogs world, but I'm very interested in seeing how they handle those mechanics. It'd be very cool to see that kind of stuff traverse to the other franchises as well. Although I will say the base buildings, like they're doing a lot of stuff in Valhalla that looks pretty cool. Like I'm kind of digging a lot of what I saw in that Valhalla stuff, especially like the persistent base and seeing how that if there's any customization there, that could be really cool.
Yeah,
we'll have to see.
For sure. All right. When is the Xbox conference? Because that's the next thing we'll be covering. That's on the 20. Is it 23rd? I think it's a Thursday, right? Yeah,
take a look.
I think it's 23rd at noon Eastern. So not
the noon.
Yeah, July 23rd.
Okay, so not this Thursday, but the following Thursday is when Xbox will be doing their big press event. So we'll have another show this Wednesday at our normal time of 1 p.m. Eastern, as we talked about yesterday and also announced on Twitter on Friday. We'll be joined by Linkin Park's Mike Shinoda. He'll be talking to us in the last hour of that about his new album called Drop Frames and just kind of Twitch in general. He's been streaming, I think, every weekday, if not every single day, for about 3 or 4 hours. So that's on this Wednesday, and then we'll keep on doing shows. So let's do some shout outs and call this a conference, an Ubisoft forward, I guess.
An Ubi forward.
An Ubi forward. There you go. Zeke, do some shout outs.
All right. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Cohen JP for co-hosting with me every time we do one of these. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at or / Ezekiel _III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. If you want to catch me, I will be live again in about 30 minutes. I'm going to go grab some lunch, maybe run an errand or two, maybe run my UPS box. Nope, it's Sunday. Never mind. I won't do that. But I'll be back in 30 minutes to do some more Deadly Premonition. So I'll be streaming later today with the 10 FPS.
Nice.
It's really that bad.
Having a lot of fun. So see you there if you want.
Yeah, is it really that like? I mean, we'll talk about it Wednesday, but is it that bad? It's really choppy.
It's almost unplayable. Thankfully, it's only in the overworld, like the overmap. So when you go into a place, it's still console, so it's like between 20 and 30 FPS.
Yeah.
But like when you're traveling thankfully I unlocked the fast travel, which I don't mind spoiling. If you're going to play the game, unlock the fast travel as fast as possible. It's in the main story. So just mainline the story. Don't do any side shit until you get the fast travel.
Okay.
Because the overworld it's astounding how bad it is.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll see that and hear more about Deadly Premonition on Wednesday. Do some shout outs.
Wow. Hi, everybody. As always, thank you guys for watching. Big thanks to JP and Zeke as we covered yet another Ubisoft forward. My name is Ko. If I've met you. Hi. Going to be playing Stranded Deep tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Going to be working more on our raft and exploring the islands. Then we've got our continuation to Yakuza 5 tomorrow afternoon, which we've just got up to kind of the meat of what's going on in the game. So we're going to be doing that. We've got Ghost of Tsushima coming up later this week. And then also this evening and upcoming evenings, we've got the Cozy stream. I'll be back in just about 2.5 hours. Going to be doing another solo Gunfire Reborn stream tonight. Bring your beers. And maybe also firing up another look at Anno 1800 in the evenings as well as we wrap up Gunfire. So lots of fun stuff coming down the pipeline. As always, thank you for watching. We will see you on Wednesday for Drop Frames with Mike Shinoda.
Cool. I'll be doing Divinity. I'm continuing my Divinity Original Sin 2 run. There's going to be about 15 to maybe a lot more time than that of trying to remember where I was in that game. I'm jumping in, I think, like halfway through, and there's a lot of story to cover. So if you want to come shout in all caps and yell at me, everything that I can't remember, by all means, come join me on the channel. We'll be doing that up until Ghost of Tsushima later this week. Drop Frames, which Ko and Zeke already mentioned, with Mike Shinoda on Wednesday, and then all the normal shows, including Whiskey Sweet next week, which I think Danny O'Dwyer or as you guys know him, Danny Odower, is going to be giving us a recipe list to cook some stuff. So I think that's next Sunday is when we'll be doing that at 1 p.m. Eastern. But that is that for Drop Frames. We're going to get out of here. We'll see you later. Have a good rest of your day. See you guys Wednesday.